Dear students, I, Mr. Vishal Shah, Assistant Professor, Krishna Institute of Pharmacy, Karad, once again welcome you all to this second session of the simple lipids in the chapter fats and oils. In previous video, we have seen in detail the classification of the lipids. In addition to that, we have started with the simple lipids. What is the meaning of simple lipids? Classification of simple lipids. These points already we have covered. Also, we have finished with the one of the class of simple lipid, that is the fats. We have seen types of the fats. In this video, we are going to start with the functions of these fats, which are the different components that are present in the fats, and also second type of the simple lipids, that is the wax. So let's begin with our today's session. Before that, just if you are coming first time to this my YouTube channel, you can subscribe my YouTube channel to get the more videos related to the pharmaceutical organic chemistry 2 subject, as well as if you have not watched the previous videos, just you can watch the previous videos also. Now before that, with the starting this lecture, we will see what are the learning outcomes of this session. After this session, students will be able to explain simple lipids and its classification. Now first we will see what are the different functions that are served by the fatty acids. As we have seen in previous video that these fatty acids or the fats are also known as the triglyceride. Why they are known as the triglycerides? Because they are the esters of free fatty acids with the glycerol, and that's why they are known as the triglyceride. Now one of the important functions that is served by these fatty acids is it acts as a food reservoir in the human body. They act as an insulator for the loss of body heat. Due to the presence of these fats in our skin as well as in our body, heat is not lost to the outside environment. It acts as a padding material for protection of internal organs. Example, excessive skin around so as to protect it by transferring them. So these are the various functions that are served by the fats. Then what are the properties of these fats? These fats are insoluble in water, soluble in organic solvents like chloroform, benzene, carbon tetrachloride. They are the good solvents for other fats as well as the different fatty acids. They are tasteless, odorless, colorless, and neutral in reaction. Their melting point is low. They spread uniformly over the surface of the water. So these are the various properties that are shown by the fats. Most common property, they are insoluble into water and soluble into organic solvents. They are odorless, tasteless, and neutral in reactions. Their melting point is low and they spread uniformly over the surface of the water. Now as we have seen, our fats consisting of two components, one is the free fatty acid and second component is the glycerol. Now we will see some information related to the glycerol. As I explained earlier also, it is a trihydric alcohol and is colorless viscous fluid that is present with sweet taste. It is miscible with water in all the proportions with strong dehydrating agents. As concentrated sulfuric acid, glycerin can be converted to the acrolein, and that has very irritating odor. This is called as the acrolein test. So this particular test is also used to differentiate between the fats and oils, where fats are consisting of the glycerol. Glycerol on reaction with sulfuric acid is converted into acrolein, which is having irritating odor. Now what is the importance of glycerol? It is used in pharmaceutical as well as the cosmetic preparations. It is used as explosive in the form of the trinitroglycerin. Means when glycerol is nitrated, whatever hydroxyl groups are there, if they are nitrated, it will be converted into trinitroglycerin, and this trinitroglycerin is having explosive properties. It is used in the medicine as a vasodilator agent in coronary heart disease in the form of the nitroglycerin. Now here there is a difference between nitroglycerin and trinitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin is consisting of the less number of nitro groups, where this is used as a vasodilator. What is the meaning of vasodilator? It will carry out the dilation of the blood vessels that are present in our body, due to which what happens, there is a fall in blood pressure is observed. Generally in coronary heart disease, blood pressure increases, and to carry out the treatment of that hypertension, this particular medicine is used as a vasodilator agent. So these are the various functions of glycerol that are present in our body. Now after that we will see what is the difference between the fat and oil. Now we know that fats are generally solid and oils are liquid, but this definition is not sufficient to carry out the differentiation between the fats and oils. In addition to that, the most or more feasible definition for fats and oils is that fats are generally considered as a esters with glycerol, which are having the saturated free fatty acids, and oils are the esters of the unsaturated free fatty acids with the glycerol. Animal fats usually contain more saturated fatty acids than do the vegetable oils. As I said, if proportion of saturated fatty acids are more, they are considered as a fats. If unsaturated free fatty acids are more, then they are known as the oils. Both fats and oils belong to the class of esters known as glycerides or triglycerides, but the main difference between them is that oils are liquid at room temperature, while fats are solids or semi-solids at the room temperature. But this definition or this particular property is not accepted by all the oils as well as the fats, because common example is coconut oil. Coconut oil will be present as a liquid at room temperature when the season is summer, and it will be present in the form of the solid or semi-solid in the cold condition. So depending upon the climatic conditions, the nature of these oils is changed. So we can't say coconut oil as a fat in the cold condition because it is existing in the semi-solid or the solid form. So there are few exceptions where, but generally most of the oils are liquid at room temperature and most of the fats are either solid or semi-solid at the room temperature. Oils contain higher proportion of glycerides of unsaturated fatty acids, while fats contain high proportion of the saturated fatty acids. Now here we will see few examples of the oils as well as the fat. Common examples of oils include oleic acid, linolenic acid, then linoleic acid, and the examples of fat includes palmitic acid and stearic acid. Means these fats are mainly consisting of more proportion of saturated fatty acids, while oils are consisting of more proportion of unsaturated fatty acids. So this is about the difference between the fats and oils. Now we will see some difference between the animal fat and the plant fat. Animal fats are relatively rich in saturated fatty acids, especially they are consisting of acids which are ranging in the carbon number C16 and C18. That is the palmitic acid as well as the oleic. Then plant fats are relatively rich in unsaturated fatty acids, especially polyunsaturated acids. Plant fats are nothing but the oils. Here you can remember, and animal fats are nothing but the fats. Generally animal fats are solid at ordinary room temperature. Generally plant fats are liquid at room temperature. There are few exceptions, as I said, regarding the coconut oil. These usually have low iodine number, while the plant fats, that is the oils, are having usually high iodine number. Now why they are having high iodine number? Because those compounds which are having more proportion of double or triple bond, they show the high iodine number, and as Unsaturated free fatty acids are more in plant fat. That's why they show the high iodine value. These are animal fats are mainly stored in the liver and the bone marrow, while the plant fats, they are mainly stored in the seeds and the fruits. Oxidative rancidity is observed in case of animal fat, which is more frequently. Examples include butter fat and beef fat, while oxidative rancidity is observed less frequently in case of plant fat. Examples are olive oil, castor oil, soybean oil and corn oil. After completion of fats, the second type of the simple lipids is waxes. There is a common difference between the fat, oil and the wax is that the term wax originates in the word wax, meaning the material of honeycomb that is made of the beeswax. These are the esters of long chain saturated and unsaturated acids with long chain monohydroxy alcohols. Now here you can see the most common difference between the fats, oils and waxes is that fats and oils are consisting of trihydric alcohol, which is known as the glycerol, while waxes are not consisting of the glycerol. Instead of, they are consisting of long chain monohydroxy alcohols. This is the main difference between the fats, oils and the waxes. Now the fatty acids that are present in waxes, they range between C14 to C36, and the monohydric alcohol that is present, it ranges from the C16 to C36. For example, cholesterol, which is the common wax that is present in our human body. Now after this, we will see physiological importance of the waxes. Now wax acts as a protective agents on the surface of animals and the plants. They prevent the wetting of marine animals. The moisture of plants and fruits are protected by wax coating. Hence, they are protected from the microbes. Then next point that we are going to discuss is types of wax. There are mainly two types of wax are present. One is the true wax and another one is the non-true wax. True waxes are simple lipids. Examples include the esters of higher fatty acids with acetyl alcohol or other higher straight alcohol. Non-true wax includes the esters of cholesterol, vitamin A as well as vitamin D. Examples of non-true wax include the cholesterol esters are the esters of fatty acids with the cholesterol. These are the common examples of non-true wax. Also, vitamin A and vitamin D are the esters of palmitic or stearic acid. Esters of vitamin A like retinol or the vitamin D. These are the few examples of non-true wax. So, this is about the different types of wax, where we have seen that there are two different types of the wax, true wax and non-true wax. So now up to this point, clearly we have seen what is the difference between the wax, fats and oils. The major difference, fats and oils, why they are known as the triglycerides? Because they are consisting of the glycerol, which is a trihydric alcohol, and the esters of free fatty acid with that glycerol. While waxes are consisting of, they are also esters, but they doesn't consisting of any glycerol. Instead of that, they are consisting of monohydric alcohol, which are having the long chain. That's why generally waxes are solids in nature. So this is about the fats and oils. In next video, we will see what is the difference between the wax and the fats and oils. Also, we are going to see how we are going to carry out the extraction of these materials from the plant as well as the animal, from the animals. So thank you. If you have any queries related to the pharmaceutical organic chemistry, you can contact me at this email ID. Thank you very much.